girlfriend. Do you procrastinate? Girl, me too. Well, if you have ever wondered how can you overcome procrastination, I am here to share that with you in today's video. It's probably not what you think, but it's definitely something that you can do. I'll see you inside. My name is Ingafay, and I'm a direct sales diva and confidence coach. And in today's video, I'm going to share 3 reasons why I know I personally procrastinate. I know that these are totally relatable and you will probably resonate with them. So we can kind of get to the bottom of why you probably are doing this. Secondly, I'm going to share how to deal with procrastination. We can make this something of the past and really help you knock this out the box. Last but definitely not least, we want to talk about how procrastination affects your self-esteem. This is something that I really think is important for you to know. It's probably something you hadn't even thought about, but it's really important to know so you can make the change. So what are the 3 reasons that I've procrastinated in the past? Well, the first reason is I thought I worked better under pressure. I can remember a time in high school where I literally stayed up all night doing a project that I had about a month to do, that if I just took the necessary time to get it done, I could have achieved it and had a good night's sleep. Or I can think about a time my son had a project to do that I repeatedly told him that he needed to start doing. And he just kept waiting to the last minute to do it. And then the night before decided that he wanted to really put the time in to get it done and was trying to get me not to go to get my hair done because he wanted me to help him with this project that was due the next day. Oh no, not me. When I had been telling him all of this time to go ahead and do it, all of these are reasons that because they have less time that they will be able to really concentrate and focus on the desired result. That is so far from the truth. From the times that I have done this, even with my son about his project, something always seemed to go wrong, whether it be some kind of technology blip that we weren't planning for or something that as a result of us waiting to the last minute and not having that time to recover, we had to overcome. You know, Murphy's Law was definitely in effect. Another thing that I have done that I've noticed that when it comes to procrastination is what I call creative avoidance. And what does that mean? Creative avoidance means I don't want to do it. I don't feel like doing it. I just don't want to do it. And that's why I procrastinate, because I don't want to do it. I think that avoiding it is going to make it go away. And girlfriend, it doesn't. I often think about when it comes time to do taxes. Granted, I should close my books out monthly, but I wait until January to do my books for the prior year. And then scrambling to make sure that I get everything done in time so I can be ready to submit all of my stuff before April 15th. But I will get into that later. But I want to be real with you and tell you that I have done these things too. And that's why I'm bringing it to your attention, because I have too had this issue. The second part of creative avoidance is you have to do X, but you prefer to do Y. So what do? You do Y because you don't want to do X. This is still the creative avoidance is what I call it. Later in the video, I will tell you how to overcome that. And then the third, but definitely not last or the least, is I call it doubting Dana. And doubting Dana is that inner critic you have in your head is telling you that you can't do whatever you're trying to do because you've never done it before. It's completely out of your comfort zone. You don't have the education nor the degree to achieve the different thing that you want to do. And therefore, you procrastinate and not do. This is so real. I have experienced this more than once, and I will tell with you later in the video how I get over this, because this is a real feeling. And I know it's real because I actually did a poll on this. If people could relate to what I was actually saying, that my 3 reasons for procrastination was. And the number 1 reason why people said that they procrastinated was the creative avoidance. 50% of the people that participated in the poll said that they procrastinate because of the creative avoidance. 1, either they didn't want to do it, or 2, they preferred to do something else. So then I had 24% of the people said that they felt like they worked better under pressure, and that's why they did it. They procrastinated to really be able to have that single focus type of activity to get what they needed to get done. And then last but definitely not least, 26% of the people just admitted that it was fear. It was fear that was holding holding them back and causing them to procrastinate because they were unsure of themselves and really just uncomfortable about it. So I'm curious, tell me, why do you procrastinate? Which of these three resonates the most with you? I would love to know what you are thinking, and we all want to hear what you think. So be sure to comment below and let us know. So now let's talk about how to deal with this procrastination, because we got to deal with it. If we want to grow into the person that we're destined to become, this is definitely something that we want to overcome. So one of the first things that I believe that you want to do is you got to decide that this is it. You're going to make that line in the sand and say, girlfriend, I'm not doing this anymore. You have to decide. To really decide and make myself do this is, girl, it's called accountability. And it's not self accountability, because there is no such thing as self accountability. That when it comes to you holding yourself accountable to do something, you are just like, oh girl, it's okay. You were tired today. Oh girl, you weren't feeling good. I'm sorry. Girl, you woke up late, so you couldn't go to the gym like you were planning to go to. So no, it's okay that you don't go today. I understand. But let your girlfriend Susie Q over here tell you that she was supposed to do something. For example, my son told him that I was going to go to the grocery store. Now, granted, I got a little busy. Time got a little away from me. I did not do that. So he tells my husband, oh, mommy didn't go to the grocery store like she said she was going to go. Okay, yeah, I didn't. I tell my son something. I want to be as good as my word. And we have to have accountability outside of ourselves to hold ourselves accountable. So let me tell you about some of the things that I have done to hold myself accountable. There was one time I was doing live videos every day of the week. There are some days that if I had my topic, I could get on and do my video. But if I didn't have the topic of discussion, that is when I decided to procrastinate. And I was supposed to go live at 2:30, and it would be 7 o'clock when I went live. I had to draw that line in the sand and say, look, it stops here, girlfriend. What I did to hold myself accountable is that I started sending out an email to the people that I serve in my tribe that, hey, by the way, I'll be live in 15 minutes. Here's the link to watch me live. You talking about some accountability? Okay, I didn't send this email out, told them I'm about to go live. Now I have to do what I said because I have told people what I said. You're a person of your word. Of course you're going to do it. Why that doesn't work when you do it for yourself? Well, I do know, because we're going to give ourselves an out. When you tell somebody else that you're going to do it, they're not going to give you that out. They're going to be like, well, girl, you said you were going to do that, right? Hold yourself accountable by telling somebody else what you're going to do. Last but definitely not least, I wanted to share with you, when it comes to not wanting to do something and preferring to do something else, what I have found that best works is to do what you don't like least first. So whatever you have to do and you don't want to do, you do that at the beginning of the day before you do anything else. So then that way you can get that knocked out of the way and then be able to do the other thing that you like, but is as a result of you completing the thing that you like the least first. Before I talk about how your procrastination affects your self-esteem, I wanted to remind you to subscribe to this YouTube channel. We will be uploading a new video every Thursday for your viewing pleasure, and we don't want you to miss a beat. So be sure to subscribe by clicking the link below. So now let's talk about how procrastination affects your self-esteem. One of the things that I have learned when it comes to procrastination is that when you don't do what you say you're going to do, it does something to me internally. It causes me to lose trust in myself. And I'm not sure if you know that the definition of confidence is trusting oneself. If you lack confidence, it really means that you don't trust yourself, because there have been times when you said you were going to do something and that you didn't do it. I want to clarify this when it comes to goals and reaching the next level, because most of the time things take longer than what we anticipate. And because of that, it's very imperative for us to see it through and to stay the course. When I talk about us not trusting ourselves or not doing what we are supposed to do, I'm talking about this in relation to procrastination. You don't want to do the task. You know you have to do the task. You're probably the only one that can do the task. Is not necessarily something that you could potentially delegate. Then just do it first. You can feel it in your heart that you're very happy and pleased with yourself, and you begin to trust yourself more, which will allow you to put yourself in different situations that you may not necessarily know how to do. Dancing, for example. My husband and I to go to different dances and balls, and I love doing line dances. It would be nothing for me to get on the floor and not know how to do line dance in the beginning. I would watch them for a little bit, even may try to do it with them. I'll gradually learn how to do it. And by the time the song is over, I'm pretty much got it down. That's normally what it comes to. But the reason that I have that belief and trust in myself is because I've put myself in those uncomfortable type of situations. Granted, yeah, I'm in the middle of the dance floor watching other people dance, don't really know how to do it. Yeah, people are looking at me, but I can guarantee you at by the end of the song, I would have figured it out. Put myself in those type of uncomfortable situations in the past that I know in my heart of hearts that I'm going to do it. I'm going to figure it out. And that's what we want to do when it comes to procrastination, that we're going to figure it out. We know that that's not the thing that we're supposed to do. We know that the penalties of procrastination, for example, if you are not doing your taxes by April 15th, there may be a penalty involved. Why pay that penalty if you could just take the time and really make the effort to gradually do it over time, more so than doing it all at once, which is truly what I've learned to do now. Now, granted, it took me a lot of trial and error to get it to that point, but it is something that I have definitely evolved into. And all of us are works in progress, and we want to make sure that we are constantly improving, that we are better today than we were yesterday. Think about those things when it comes to procrastination. You may think it's not affecting you, but it truly is. And if you want to grow into that person that you are destined to become, you got to control that. You got to discipline yourself to get a control over it so you can move to that next level, because that's what's going to be required to get you to the next level. Because that could be what's hindering you from reaching that level, is not mastering the thing that you don't feel like you want to do, but know you have to do it. Another thing that I have noticed, that confidence is a muscle. And when you do those uncomfortable things over a time, the confidence grows. Similar to the dance example that I gave you, I know that I don't have a problem learning a line dance. And it doesn't matter if I don't know how to do it in the beginning. I know in my heart of hearts that I will figure it out by the end. And that's why I can get up there and do it, because I know I've done it before. I've proven that to myself before. When it comes to business, it's very important to track your progress. How many calls are you making? How many sales are you making? How many people are you interacting with on a regular basis? So you can see that progression, that you were better today than you were yesterday, and know that that's what's going to help you reach your next level. So if you're interested in being held accountable by a source that is really going to be supportive as well as positive to help you reach your goals, I would love for you to check out the link in the description about a discovery call. We can sit down and talk and find out if we are a good fit for a coaching type of relationship, where I can help you go to your next level and hold you accountable for the things that you desire, so you can do the necessary activities and put in the effort to get it done. And as always, thanks for watching, and bye for now.